Welcome to another exciting year of the USD 393 update. We are so excited that Eagle Communications allowed us the opportunity to come to you guys and let you know a little bit about what's happening here at Solomon Schools. We're proud of a lot of things that are happening here. Probably the most proud week, you might say, is homecoming week. These individuals right here, you're going to get a chance to meet them here in a minute. This is our royalty, Solomon royalty for 2017. One of the great weeks in the school year is obviously homecoming. It's a chance for a little bit of the past to come together with the future and the present. And so it is great to see the little pre-K students and the kindergartners dressing up and participating in all the activities throughout the week. And then we top it all off with bonfire in the middle of the week and a little dodgeball activities and who knows what. And then you also get to today where we have the downtown parade and the festivities as far as the pep rally, and then of course the football game and the crowning. Unfortunately, we're coming live on Friday. It's going to be a little bit tape delayed for you guys that are watching, and so we've had to move the festivities. So it's a 6 o'clock start with homecoming going to happen at halftime, but we hope that the weather holds off, and hopefully we do get some rain later in the evening, but hopefully we get the ball game and all these guys will be dancing the night away when the rain comes. So without further ado, let's make sure that we introduce our royalty, and we'll start on the end.
I'm Cherokee Gackenback.
Lucas Graybill.
Catherine Daly.
Andrew Capsley.
Heidi Haynes.
Jacob Burdine.
Lexi Maddie.
Cameron Naugle.
Madison Robinson.
Cade Sherrick.
This is definitely the quietest 10 seniors when they get together. It's quiet. It's all 10 of them have probably been at one time when they're together. I want to ask them a few questions just about the week and about their year and some of the things that are happening at Solomon. From their standpoint, it's always better to hear from the students than it is from the teachers per se, because you guys are living every single day and being a part of the school and making the school what it is. So first one is, tell me about homecoming and what has been the favorite part of homecoming week?
My favorite part of homecoming week is definitely the dress-up days. I love to see how creative people can get.
My favorite part is spending time with your classmates.
Anybody else? We only have one microphone, so bear with us a little bit.
Having the community come together as one.
Cool.
Class competitions, and I like to win, so seniors always win, you know.
Everybody just coming together and having fun.
So what did you think about decorating the float this year? One of the things we did change a little bit was making them decorate all week long. In the past, not so long ago past, but a few years ago, they used to decorate in the evenings, and then we started decorating during the school day and then leading straight into the parade. So I've been around and sort of looked at a few of the floats, you might say, around town, some of them not too far from the field as we speak. What was fun for the seniors decorating your floats? Did everybody participate?
My favorite part about decorating the float was definitely having our whole class there and participating in it. I think everybody put a good part into it, and I think it's probably one of our best floats we've had.
That's
very
awesome.
Creative.
That's awesome. That's one of the memories I know when you go back in the past and you start thinking about your homecoming and some of the things that you did and the traditions. And it might not have been at Solomon, it might have been at another school, but it seems like the float building, there's stories that can be shared on camera, and I'm sure the seniors would probably share a few stories that can't be shared on camera. But I think that's all part of homecoming, is coming together as a class and celebrating those traditions and memory and making memories that we all look back 20, 30, 40 years ago when it was our homecoming. So that is exactly right. Heidi said it best. It's a community coming together as one. It's a chance to celebrate the past and celebrate these seniors and the time in their life right now. Some other questions, so let's get off of homecoming for a little bit. Let's talk about senior year. So senior year means the number one question that mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, friends, and everybody ask is, what are you going to do next year? So somebody tell us a little bit about, you don't have to have all of you, we've got 10 of you, but if a few of you like to share maybe what you're doing, and then how did you go to the process, through the process in deciding upon what you're going to do next year?
I'm going to go to Pratt Community College and try to walk onto the baseball team.
So Cade, hold on before you hand that microphone off. We only have one, so bear with us. So what made you decide on Pratt? What are you going to study at Pratt?
I'm undecided.
Undecided?
Yeah.
Okay. So you decided on Pratt because of many factors, or what made you decide Pratt?
Well, I'm going to tech school.
Okay.
Be a lineman.
Okay, good, good. So there is a thought behind it. Good.
I plan on attending Emporia State University to get my bachelor's degree in nursing. I've always liked the medical field, and I'm a CNA right now and want to further my education in the medical field.
So tell me a little bit about the CNA. So how did you become a CNA, and when did you take those classes?
Last year during the spring, I took night classes at Salina Tech, and it's a 8-week program, and clinicals are at the end. I enjoy it a lot. I like making people feel better, and I like being interactive with other people that I've never really interacted with before.
Good. Some others, and as she's passing the microphone, I'll say the CNA. That's one of the things that you can take currently within the school day. We have 2 students currently that do it during the school day through our Salina Area Tech. They can go over there and get their CNA, and they graduate with a certificate and can become employed. And the reason why I say that, you've heard us talk on this show last year a little bit about the Kansas Can Vision and a little bit about making sure that we're employable and that we have either a 4-year plan, a 2-year plan as you've heard, or you have a certificate to where you can go out in the workforce and become a citizen that is working and giving back to their community. And so that's great that they're going to graduate high school and already have a certificate in hand and be able to go out and have a job. Others and thoughts about what you're going to do next year?
I plan to attend Kansas State and major in pre-vet med.
Well, awesome. I'm a little biased. I'm glad that you're going to the Wildcat land. So what made you decide vet?
I love animals, and I hate when people treat them wrong, so I get to make them feel better.
Oh, cool.
I plan on going to Wichita State University and studying in business management.
Business management. Tell me some experiences at Solomon that sort of led you in the way of business management.
Miss Gray, she does a great job with all of her business classes. She really prepares you in the direction that you want to head.
Is there an organization that you're involved in? Perhaps?
I'm in FBLA, which stands for Future Business Leaders of America.
Okay, good. I'm glad you told everybody what FBLA stands for. But I think those experiences, you see them all dressed up, and they're a part of Volleyball Scholars Bowl up here. We've got FBLA, we have FFA, we have cross country. They're involved in so many other activities, and it is literally, you see them as royalty, but they're very involved. In a small school, you're involved in so many things. We talked about everything from Scholars Bowl, FBLA, FFA. There's probably not a night of the week that these individuals aren't doing something, and on top of it, several of them probably have jobs as well, and still trying to prepare for their futures. So tell me a little bit about, we're going to talk about, switch gears a little bit, and I know not everybody got to talk about their futures, but as we went through and we talked to all of them beforehand off camera, all of them have an idea or somewhat of an idea what they're going to do. Hopefully some of the things that we do at our school, such as individual plans of study, helps prepare them to hopefully making some of those decisions. Let's talk a little bit about some activities. Tell us a little bit about FFA and what's going on with FFA.
FFA is Future Farmers of America, and so far we've had our Mexican lunch or dinner, and just do.
What are some things you're learning in FFA right now that you normally wouldn't learn in the classroom? So in your dinner the other night, what did you learn at your dinner? You had to do a lot of what? There was a lot of people there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Lots of preparation.
Last Wednesday, we held our annual La Casita dinner. We served 194 plates, which is about 20 more than we served last year, and we keep improving every single year. In the classroom right now, there's a lot of different time spent on preparing for CDEs, which are competitions our FFA members go to. Dairy cattle is one coming up, which is a big one because of reasons. Everyone is always nervous about those. And we're also planning our spring 5K, which partners with Solomon Corp, which is the corporation in Solomon. And we're also preparing all the things for the Ag Ambassador meetings coming up this Monday.
Well, great. So we're going to switch gears. You see some guys in a football jersey. One of the football guys want to talk. Jacob, are you going to talk about the football team? Tell us a little bit about the season. What's a highlight so far to this point of the season?
We've had nothing but good practices. I don't think we've had one bad practice, and we're just all having fun. In the past years, we just been nothing but just. I mean, I don't know how to explain that, but it's just fun this year.
Gets a little different when it becomes your senior year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Good.
And even though we lost 2, I mean, we're still proud of ourselves because we're just having fun. It's all about having fun. And we're pretty good, so, I mean, yeah.
And we should get a W tonight, right?
We will.
Okay, good. So Lucas down there is in cross country, and we brought back the cross country team last year. And Lucas has had an opportunity to sort of play football and in his high school career, football and cross country. So tell us a little bit about cross country. What's the fun part about it? What is something that people don't realize you do every single day?
In cross country, we come out and run hard every day, usually over 3 miles, 3, 4, 5 miles every day. And then just outside of school, it's fun, just getting out of school and hanging out with your friends at the meets.
So you did hear that right, 3 to 4, 5 miles a day, and it was fun. It takes a special person to run cross country and think that 3 to 5 miles a day is fun.
Yeah, it takes a lot of dedication.
So a lot of dedication, there is no doubt about it. A lot of mental toughness to want to run 3 to 5 miles. I need to learn how to run 3 to 5 miles a day for sure. Let's switch gears to volleyball team. Volleyball team. Heidi, you gonna talk about volleyball a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, so on volleyball, what's been a highlight of the year? What are you looking forward to as we get towards sort of the end of the season, really?
We've also had good practices, and we have a lot of heart on the team, and we're just really pumped for this season, like especially like when we get a kill or getting an ace. We just have a lot of heart.
For those of you, and I'm still back in old lingo, a kill is a spike. I know that's old school, so yes. Yeah. But that's what that would mean, for those that might not know what that is. Good. What sub-state's coming up, and Wheat State League's coming up, right, here in the near future? Where are we going to sub-state at?
I think it's
Sacred Heart, right. Yeah. So we don't have to go far to support the ladies. We're going over to Salina over at Sacred Heart, and hopefully we'll get a few wins there, and we'll end up headed off to the state tournament. So as we get ready, we're getting to that point of the year where we have homecoming, and then we're transitioning from one season to another. And Scholars Bowl has been practicing already, and Scholars Bowl season sort of takes 4 or 5 months. And so they've been in the mornings. Tell us a little bit about Scholars Bowl, when you practice, and then when does the season end? February, am I right? February, March, if I remember right? Somewhere in that time. So tell me a little bit about your season and what you're all doing to prepare.
We've been practicing every Tuesday morning at 7:30, and we start at the beginning of the school year. And our first meet's at the end of this month, so
good.
We haven't had one yet.
Yep, it starts here in November, I believe. So you're off and running then. So the only person we haven't talked to yet, I'm gonna put him on the spot, and he doesn't even know I'm gonna do this. So Cameron Naugle is a part of a group that's getting ready to go. When he's gonna play a game here, and you don't even know this, he's gonna play a game tonight. He's gonna get up bright and early tomorrow, and he's gonna head to Wichita. And then he's gonna do the same thing again next week. And next week, by the way, we are away far at Bennington, and then he's going to get up early, and they're going to go down for what we call the Kansas Best Competition, which is a robotics. And this is his second year. He's had to take a little bit more of a leadership role. Tell us a little bit about the Best Competition and how it's going to go this year.
It'll be a lot better this year than last year, just because we've had the experience. I mean, last year there was a lot of figuring out what to do. It was we were all new to it. It was a lot of learning how to actually compete in this competition. But what it is a robotics competition. We have, I think, a month and a half to build a robot to compete in this series of courses, or just one course. And it's going well this year, I think, but I don't know. I mean,
the robot is up and running. I've seen the robot running.
It is running right now.
And what's the theme? What do you got to do?
I think the theme is Crossfire, and we're supposed to rescue like a little mannequin doll, and we have to like take out some like waste cans or whatever.
Hazardous waste. Hazardous waste.
Yeah, hazardous waste is what it is. It's
right.
Their quart paint cans is what the hazardous waste is. And then we have to like shoot cups off a shelf, which is the fire. So we have to shoot water at the cups, but it's not water, it's ping pong balls. And I think that's pretty much the course.
What's the robot?
Good.
We haven't named it yet.
Good. No name to the robot yet.
Yep.
T-shirts and everything, the whole ball
Yep,
wax,
we got
right?
T-shirts and everything.
36 teams in the state of Kansas compete in this. It's hosted by Wichita State. We're in our second year, and we hope to have it out in the classrooms next week and showing the elementary kids a little bit about it and getting them excited about robotics and not only robotics but STEM. And more on that later as we go on throughout the school year. As you can see, every single one of these individuals, these young ladies and young men, do an excellent job not only representing our school but also representing themselves, their families, and their future careers. And they have a plan, which is a great thing. We're so happy that they're involved in so many things to make Solomon successful, and we wish them a dry and successful homecoming activities tonight. So stay right there. We'll come back and we're going to visit with you a little bit about the future of Solomon USD 393.
Around here, we believe in local values like hard work, family time, or a fair price on reliable internet from a local company. That's why Eagle Communications delivers great local values, like a range of internet options to fit your family's needs. Fast and consistent enough to power everyone's devices at once. All at reasonable prices we're proud to offer our friends and neighbors. Ready for better internet? Give us a call or visit eaglecom.net and discover our local values today.
Welcome back for the second segment of the USD 393 update. Today I come to you talking about a little bit about our bond project. Many of you have probably heard about it either through newspaper or through mailings. And so I just wanted to take a moment to sort of discuss some of the things that are going on in the project and some deadlines and some meetings that are out there for the public, and would love to have as many people as possible present and out there asking questions. We've presented to several different groups in the community. And so we just wanted to make sure that you had an opportunity to hear it here, and then also an opportunity to possibly come to a few of the community meetings. As we look at the project, this project started over 12 years ago, I apologize. This started over 12 months ago, last August, in August of 16 with the Board of Education at their annual strategic planning retreat that they do. And one of the things that came from it was the look at facilities. And from that meeting, it came to the conclusion that we needed to bring an architect out and sort of look at what the possibility and feasibility would be for the future. After 12 different meetings with that group, one of the things that they found was they settled upon this plan and a plan of action. Initially, we didn't want money to be a factor. Money is always a factor, but one of the things that they wanted to do was look at if we could have every bell and whistle possible, all needs addressed in our district as far as the future. If money was no object, talking to teachers, talking to strategic planning group, talking to the board, if we could have everything, what would it be? Well, that project ended up being around $18.5 million. The board obviously realized that $18.5 million would be way too big of a financial impact on our community. And so through the process of many meetings and evenings, the board finalized this plan. They've looked at almost 18 different plans, and within the plans there's an A, B, and C, and this is the plan that they came up with. I believe this is 4B or C was the plan, and so they've looked at different places to put buildings and so on and so forth. What we're looking at here on the scope of work is, number one, is we are looking at, I'm going to start at the very top. At the very top is the facility that you just saw our wonderful royalty on. There is a track, but it is not rubberized surface. It's actually an asphalt track, and it has many cracks and many bumps in it, and so it does need addressed. And the board wanted to make sure this is also something that our community uses regularly for walking, and so there will be a 6-lane rubber track to where we can host track meets again. Moving on down, you can actually see that here we have a new parking lot adjacent to, just off William Street, adjacent to the facility, to where during football games and during track meets, you're going to see about 88 parking stalls, and currently we have about 30. So you're going to see an increase of around almost 50 to 60 parking stalls. There's a new parent loop, and so you'll come in William Street, drop off the kids in the morning, and then right back out. Off of that parking lot, you can obviously see that there's a bus barn. Currently we have a 1950s Quonset shed that is our bus barn, and the east doors on it currently don't even open. And so we're trying to get it to where we have flow through with our buses. Our current brand new activity bus, well, it's not brand new, I should say, it's actually 3 years old. Our activity bus is actually stored off-site, and we pay rent on it every single year on it. So getting it back on our property and in our buildings is important to the Board of Education, and so the new bus barn went up there as well. Going back, you can see that there are 11 new classrooms that are added on over here, which is our pre-K all the way to 3rd grade with the after-school program, parents as teachers, and a health room over there, new bathrooms, and so on and so forth. And this gets to the point of the reasons why we need to do it, is because the round building the ceiling is filled with asbestos that is contained and safe for the students and staff. So one of the things I want to emphasize is that the safety and security of the staff is not at harm. But the only way to do any electrical upgrades, or if we need to do internet upgrades, we have to run what we call conduit all across our school. And so if not, we'd have to abate every single room individually and then pull the students out, put them into mobile classrooms, and then back into the classroom, and then do another 1 or 2 classrooms. And so one of the things the board didn't like was that really disrupts the learning environment, and the board did not want that to happen. And as well, it would cost about $450,000 for those mobile units to come out and to have bathrooms and to be ADA compliant, et cetera, et cetera. And those trailers, then you're not going to get the value of that back when it comes time to sell them. So you've got the 11 new classrooms there. Moving on down, you see where we have blue. Anywhere that you might look at our project and then there's blue, blue means that there's a remodel. So safety and secured entry. The east entrance, our elementary and high school offices will be adjoined there, or not adjoined, but they'll be 2 separate areas. But you'll come in the main east doors and you'll go right to the elementary school, and you'll go left to the current high school and middle school office. And so the only thing that's different is we moved the elementary office up there. The secured entry means that when you get buzzed in, like you currently do, you'll be buzzed in, but then there'll be another set of doors to where you just can't go into our facility. You have to enter in through an office. And so it gives another level of security, and unfortunately in the day and age that we live with, security is of a high priority. As well as the outside doors will all have fob keys to where there won't be any, it'll be a keyless type entry, and we'll be able to track who's coming and going, and it'll also help with the safety and security on the weekends there. And so all of our doors will have that. Inside doors in all the white and all the new buildings, as well as the blue for the remodel, all of them will have the ability to lock a door from the inside. So if let's hope we never have to go through it, but if we did have an intruder in our building, we could lock the door from the inside, and the students would be very safe and secure immediately by just the press of a button from the inside, instead of walking outside, locking the door, and then coming back into the classroom. So that will be upgraded. As we move down the facility over here to where it is currently the Quonset shed for the bus storage, just outside of our breezeway, for those that are familiar with our facility, will be a multi-purpose room and kitchen. And the kitchen will obviously be one that we serve out of. Currently we don't serve out of it. We actually go through and we're serving lines. And so all the serving will be done out of the kitchen. The multi-purpose room will be only used for eating. And the ceiling will be lower, so the acoustics and the noise level will be reduced as well. It will not be a gymnasium, but just a multi-purpose room / cafeteria. You can see here where it says parking, that will be a gravel parking lot for our deliveries. One of the problems was with the deliveries back up to the top of the facility where our kitchen is currently, our milk delivery trucks and our food trucks would just come in and run right over our curbing, which is the reason why our curbing is destroyed and needs to be addressed. And so the semis just come in and ruin the curbing. So here, just coming off of Pine Street, it completely removes semis and deliveries completely away from students. The only deliveries we have would be to the kitchen and then to our ag shop right here, which we currently have deliveries to as well. But one of the things you'll see is the blue upgrade to our shop, moving to that next. It was built in the 50s, and there is some asbestos in the floor there and in some of our window treatments. And so one of the things would be brand new windows. It'd be shop upgrades. We just talked about career and tech ed earlier with the students and some of the things that they're doing over at Salina Area Tech. The idea is that perhaps maybe we could have some of those offerings here, such as building trades, more advanced welding classes, etc., to prepare them for their future. As we move on, you can see that the gymnasium is blue. The gymnasium is blue because it's going to see new HVAC, including air conditioning for that, what we call the old gym. ADA compliance for the locker rooms and also for the bathrooms. Right now, currently, they are not ADA compliant. We do have one ADA restroom available there on that floor, but it would be compliant, as well as the district office. Secured entry, just like we talked about with the elementary and the high school, it will obviously have secured entry to where you have to walk into the office before going into our hallway. And then it will also have an ADA ramp. Currently, if you were to visit the district office and you were wheelchair bound, you'd have to enter through the high school or through the elementary school and then come down to our district office. And so it will be updated for ADA compliant as well. You can see the upgrades to the other classrooms. The upgrades to the other classrooms, which will become our junior high and high school area, you can see that they are going to be updated with HVAC, electrical, and obviously paint and carpet and etc. because they were built in the 50s, and in the 50s they were still with the chiller / boiler method, and so you'll have new rooftop HVAC units for more efficiency, and as well as new windows with the same single pane windows that are on there currently. Another change that we'll have is our business room, which is currently the band room. The business room will become a business room and a STEM lab. You just heard about the robotics competition, and so that's where we'll be able to do some of our robotics as well as our business. And that room will be split into two, and it will be very comparable in size. And so it gives us some opportunities for the future in STEM as well as our business department. And you can tell all the great things that Mrs. Gray's doing in there by listening to Mr. Capsey. The one thing that it does is it moves the band out to what used to be the old woodworking room, which is currently the after-school program in our community preschool building, and it would move them out there. A couple reasons for that is because when the band is playing, they do a great job. Mr. Smith does an outstanding job, and one of the things is that sound travels, and you can hear it throughout the building down here at the upper elementary and what will then be the junior high and high school area. So we talked to the architects. There's several things you can do, and if you soundproof it pretty much, it's still going to travel through pipes, etc. It's just hard to get rid of sound. It's sort of like water, they tell us. So putting them out there. The other thing Mr. Smith does an amazing job with is lessons. This allows him to have access in the summertime to where they don't have to come into our facility, and we can actually prepare a facility for the next school year. And so he can still continue to do his band lessons and do early morning, late night lessons, whatever he might want to do, and completely be out of the building that way. So that's a good thing as well. There's several things that are being addressed. There's a couple things that I need to do to remind you of is that October 10th is the first community meeting. It starts at 7 o'clock in the high school commons. Enter through the west side, of course. If you'd like to go through and tour some of the things that we're talking about and the reasons why we need to do some of the updates, from 5 to 7 the facility be open. Find myself, another administrator. There will be a few board members around. We'd love to give you a tour of the school. Then 2 weeks later, which would be the 24th of October, will be another community meeting. So you have two opportunities to come in and view the facility. Once again, 7 o'clock, 5 to 7 for the open house will be the second community meeting. Finally, and probably the most important thing you need to know is that you need to register to vote. October 17th is the time when you can register to vote. Whether you vote yes, whether you vote no, the biggest and most important thing is that you get out to vote. A vote here is will let us know the direction that the school board needs to go. If it's yes, we know where we need to go. If it's no, we need to know where we need to go from that vote. And so the biggest thing, and I'm serious, is the fact that you need to get out and vote and voice how you feel. And so October 17th, if you're not a registered voter, October 17th is the deadline to register to vote in the November 7th election. November 7th is the date, and we hope that everybody gets out to vote on November 7th. Once again, I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity to come in and learn about our royalty, learn about the project and what's in store for us, and a reminder to get out and vote November 7th. I want to thank Eagle Communication for once again coming out and allowing us the opportunity to come into your homes and to tell you guys a little bit about what's happening at USD 393. Great things are happening, and there's great things going to happen in the future. Until next month, take care.